What is happening, guys? Welcome to the video. Gonna give you guys a bit of a training update today, just tell you how everything's going with being back into the gym now. So this is, I think, the end. I'm recording this Sunday, August the 16th. I think this is the end of week 2 that I've been, technically back in the gym, getting into the swing of things with training, and everything is going really well. I'm very, very happy with, being back in the gym as is everybody else. And just having my own space is something that's super interesting. Obviously, beforehand I was like everybody else and I went to a public gym, but now I've been training at home with the equipment that I have, by myself, with friends sometimes. Sometimes clients are coming, but just having my own space is a different dynamic, and I actually love it. Not having to wait for machines, not having to just have people in the way, I guess you could say. Like for example, when I want to do an exercise, so say right here I'm doing lying hamstring curls. If I want to do lying hamstring curls at the start of my workout and someone's on that machine, I get frustrated because I'm very routine and structured, and if I, can't do it first, then I just get angry. So not having to worry about that is super nice, and obviously, having to play my own music and all that kind of stuff is really nice. So from that side of things, it's really been enjoyable training at home. Right now I train every morning before work because my work schedule is a little bit different than it normally would be. So I usually work at 9:30 in the morning. But now, because of COVID, our work hours are different, so I don't start till 11. So I actually get up at 6, have my pre-workout meal then, let that digest a little bit, walk the dog, so I have that morning routine, and then I typically start training around 8 o'clock. Then I'm done around 10, and that gives me time before work, so I'm not rushing. So that's kind of routine-wise how everything's going. As far as strength levels, things are climbing pretty rapidly. Right now, I'm just, linear progressing every week. I have thrown, 1 or 2 extra sets in on some stuff, some isolation work, just because I can handle it, but I've noticed even from week 2 to week 1, the amount that I'm sore is quite a bit less. Obviously, that first week back, it's basically like, being back in the gym after such a long time away from the gym. Even though I was still training, it's definitely not the same. I was very, very sore that first week back. So now, I think my body's already getting accustomed to things, which is good. And obviously, being in a surplus now and not dieting has helped with that as well. My split right now, I think I've mentioned it before, but if I haven't, I'll run through it. So main focus is bringing up my posterior chain, so my back, my glutes, my hamstrings, obviously calves. So that those muscle groups are getting a lot of work. So right now, the week is push, pull, legs, and then a rest day or an optional arm day. I did opt to do arms this past week on the rest day because I felt good. And then so that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is the optional rest day, and then Saturday is back and shoulders, so that's the second day that those muscle groups are getting hit. Sunday is legs, and then Monday is a rest. So typically, on the Monday, I'll take like a full rest day because I'll be pretty beat after training. But like I said, I have that option to do arms on the rest days, and I took it midweek, but it all depends on recovery and how I'm feeling. If I find I'm sore from the prior sessions, then I will take the rest day. When it comes to exercise selection, I have main movements, obviously, that I'm really trying to progress, and then, the isolation work, obviously, we're still trying to progress that as well, but it's not as, substantial sometimes. So, like my deadlift, for example, from week 1 to week 2 has gone up, I think, 10 or 15 pounds. Bench, I've been doing a flat bench press. It's been going up. I think it's up 10 pounds. Bent over rows, all that kind of stuff is climbing pretty good, and I have numbers that I do want to hit over the course of this off season. But mind you, that off season is a year and a half, so my numbers are pretty lofty, but I have a lot of time to do it, so I'm not in any rush. My goal is to stay as pain and injury free as I can. I've been on a good run with everything, and I want to try to keep that going as long as I can. I really don't have any little aches and pains, which is nice. My knees are good. My lower back is fine. neck, shoulder. There's no real issues right now, which is good. And I think if I stay on top of that and really make that a priority and not just go hard in the gym and not be conscious of, oh, did that feel good? Oh, this didn't feel good today, but I pushed through it. Like I've been very, I guess, smart with, if this doesn't feel good, I'm not gonna push through it, because I definitely in the past have been one to, if that say that hurt my shoulder, yeah, but you got two more sets, and I would do those two sets and then just be even worse off, right? So now it's more so, okay, if this hurts, if this doesn't feel good, can I modify it for one and make it pain free, whether that's varying the exercise completely, maybe it's just lightening the load a little bit, but not pushing through and really being a meathead. If it's not there that day, that's okay. You have many more workouts ahead of you to get that. So that's something that I think is important, and now that I'm a little bit more mature in my training career, it's something that I pay attention to. Right here, guys, you're seeing I've got the bands hooked on. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen much of this stuff discussed. But right now, you're seeing the banded squat. So the bands actually tighten at the top, which makes the lift a little bit heavier at the top. It's not substantial. I wouldn't say it's adding hundreds of pounds at the top of the movement, but it's something, right? So it matches the strength profile when you're squatting. So at the top of the movement, you're stronger. That's why you can perform those top half squats with 3 plates, but as soon as you go to 90 degrees, you're only doing 2 plates, right? That's because of the mechanics of it all. So I added the bands on just for that extra resistance. Like I said, here I had 300 on here, and I ended up getting 20 reps, and then threw 25s on top for a set of 350. Going through the workout real quick, you saw the hamstring curls at the beginning. 2 moderate to heavy sets. I think they were kind of the 8 to 12 rep range, and then 1 15 to 20. 2 sets of deadlifts, only 2 sets every single week of the stiff leg deadlift. So the top set was 420 pounds. The back off was 370. So that's a set of 4 to 6 and a set of 8 to 10. I do find my straps are too short. That's one thing I need to invest in, is a little bit longer straps, because by the time the deadlift set is nearing its end, the straps are sliding, so it's making my grip a little bit difficult. Then we did leg extensions. We did 2 standard sets of, I think, kind of 12 to 15-ish, and then 1 rest pause set. So the rest pause, I went a little bit heavier, failing around that 10 to 12 rep range, then resting around 15 to 20 seconds, letting my legs rest a little bit, and then going back in for a couple more reps. And then we got this plate-loaded squat, and then you're going to see in a second we have adductors. We did 3 sets, and then some calves to finish. So one thing you'll notice on the adductor set is, if you can see the stack, how little weight I'm doing. This stack is extremely heavy, and it's really heavy when you're bringing your knees together. The first kind of half of the movement's not too bad, but then when you really try to get the knees to touch, it gets heavy. So you can see, it's not too bad from this angle, but like the stack is, I think, just over 200 pounds. It's weird increments. And I have it at like 100 pounds here. It was 96, I think. And 96 for like 10 reps is hard, which is super interesting, because at other commercial gyms with other machines, it's nothing to do 150, 200 pounds. So this is a machine that I can't see me stacking anytime soon, but when I do, I'm going to have some pretty thick legs. Yeah, it's a struggle to get into. You're seeing that right there. I got to like push it in. Oh, one thing too, people always ask why I'm training flip-flops. Because I'd rather, in all honesty, shoes aren't good for you. They're not, you're not meant to be confined to a shoe. You're meant to have that freedom and mobility with your feet to stabilize and strengthen. And honestly, guys, try it. Try training without footwear on, and how much better everything feels, like from a stability standpoint. So I just wear my flip-flops because I can. I put my squat shoes on, obviously, when I'm squatting, but literally everything else, I'm wearing these. So obviously you're going to get funny looks in the gym, but you know what? Do what you got to do, right? So I'm going to end the video here, guys, because the workout's almost done. I hope you enjoyed it. Quick little update for you today, letting you guys know how everything's going. Training is going good. Hope all is well. with you guys too, and we're progressing in the off season. 2022, it's gonna come quick. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.